All right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here, and I got just a little bit of news again for you today. And as usual, it's, oh boy, what did Craig Wright do now? So, I get it, guys. I'm starting to get a little sick of it too. I kind of feel like one of those XRP YouTubers that makes the same video over and over and over about XRP just because they get like 10,000 views per video whenever you make anything about XRP. In fact, I was once live streaming gaming and I told everybody, I bet everybody that I can get the viewers up to 50 viewers if I just change everything about the live stream to XRP, and I did, and everybody came in because they thought it was some kind of bombshell news about XRP. So that just goes to show, hey, you want to be a crypto YouTuber? Just make a video about XRP over and over and over. Kind of like these people. This took me about like 2 minutes. No, actually like 20 seconds to find these two. Crypto Airy, check this out. Every single video is about XRP. Every single one of them. Check it out. Check it out. It keeps going. It keeps going. Like, depending on how long you want to scroll for, it keeps going. Every single video about XRP. Or like the Bearable Bull or something here. Every single video about XRP. Every one of them. Because they all get 21K, 12K, 11K. And it just keeps going. Just every single one of them. Maybe I should start making videos nonstop about XRP, right? But anyway, moving on here. Confirmed Craig Wright doesn't have the keys to his $8 billion of Bitcoin. Who would have thought, right? I only called this like over and over and over. So, I mean, who would have thought, right? So Craig Wright's lawyer confirmed to Decrypt today that Wright does not possess, not even claim to possess. Wait, didn't he though? I mean, I'm not sure. It looks like we had a little error there. Doesn't claim to possess the private keys that can be used to $8 billion of Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto mined in Bitcoin's early days. Well, yeah, but didn't he say that there was a carrier, that the carrier had arrived with his keys the other day? Yeah, he sure did. But now he doesn't claim to possess and does not possess them. So it just keeps getting, you can't make this stuff up. Wright filed a statement on the Southern District of Florida late Tuesday, asserting that he had received information to unlock an encrypted file of thousands of public Bitcoin addresses that he claims to own. Wright had previously said under oath that an encrypted file exists containing both the list of public addresses and private keys. Many took that to mean that when a courier arrived Tuesday with a file, that at least Wright had received the private keys. But his lawyer said today that's not the case. The file that he did receive did not include private keys. Andres Rivero, partner at Rivero Mestre Law Forum, whatever, told Decrypt. However, Wright still expects that he will receive the keys at a later date, right? So the carrier that was, the bonded courier that was supposed to arrive January 1st, 2020, is going to just arrive at a later date. So I actually wasn't too sarcastic, too humorous in my previous video stating that the bonded courier was just sitting around, forgot about it because he was eating Doritos or something like that on his couch. No, apparently it's just not going to arrive on January 1st, even though he's a bonded courier, supposedly a bonded courier that's supposed to arrive on January 1st, right? A bonded courier that is like contracted to arrive on a specific date. It might just arrive later, right? So anybody that believes this garbage by now, you guys are, I don't know what to tell you, right? Like, it's just, you can tell a liar when they're just like, no, it's going to be this date. It's going to be this date. It's going to be this. No. Just keep going. And then they throw some magic in your face. They throw some confetti in your face real quick. You're like, oh, my eyes. And then they're gone. And then you find them a few days later and like, oh, the private courier didn't send me my private keys. They're supposed to arrive at a later date. And you're like, what about January 1st? And they're like, poof. And they shoot more sand in your eyes. Oh, my eyes. And then they're gone again. So he expects to receive them at a later date. Rivera said the keys may come either whole or split into parts because your bonded courier had specific instructions, but we don't know what specific instructions they were. It could be just whole or split into parts, whatever, right? But declined to discuss further the particulars around who has the keys and when they might arrive. Wasn't the particulars January 1st and like split into whole or parts? Like, you don't know this? Like, what if it was just so... Oh, like, you can't make this stuff up. It's just, Or maybe you can. Maybe you can. Woo, right? Wright gets a break in court for over a year now. Wright is embroiled in a lawsuit with Ira Kleiman, the brother of late Dave Kleiman, who owns the two former business partners mined Bitcoin together in the early days. Wright disagrees and maintains that he was the sole miner. Of course he was. Kleiman's estate is suing Wright for half of the 1 million Bitcoin stash that he claims to own, worth $8 billion at today's prices. So while Wright was initially told to hand over half of the coins, the decision was overruled and the case will now go to trial because, yeah, it has to be kind of overruled and go to trial because, like, there aren't any Bitcoin to begin with. You can go back way in the early days of Bitcoin and some of the early addresses, and you can probably accumulate them. You could cherry pick these addresses to accumulate to 1 million Bitcoin, and fair enough. And you could get 1 million Bitcoin by doing that. Anybody could do that. It's also said that Satoshi himself mined 1 million Bitcoin because the very few early addresses did equal up to 1 million Bitcoin, but which makes sense because you would have to equal 1 million Bitcoin because we're at 17 point some odd million Bitcoin today, like close to 18 million. So of course they add up to that, but why would Satoshi mine 1 million Bitcoin? I mean, that would take a kind of a significant period of time. Even if you were getting 50 per block, still to get to 1 million, still take quite a bit of time. And I figured your testing, if you will, would have been done long before that. Cool, like you made a coin, mine it, check it out a little bit, see how it works, and then stop, right, and distribute everything. But why would you sit and mine 1 million Bitcoin? It really doesn't make sense, and some people speculate that it's Satoshi's coins, but that's just speculation. We can never know who owns those coins or what specific addresses belong to what back in the day because there's obviously no name attached to them and Bitcoin is, well, pseudo-anonymous. So the critical thing about the ruling is that it allows us to go to trial to prove that no partnership existed, he said. Prior ruling by the magistrate judge was vacated, determines the facts of the case. So we've gone to everyone we could find who was a close friend or associate of David Kleiman. We've taken their sworn testimony, and nobody backs up Ira Kleiman's version that Dave Kleiman was the co-inventor of Bitcoin. Well, because the inventor of Bitcoin was, Satoshi Nakamoto, who was an anonymous person, or it could have been a group of people. So, you get how that's worded. That's worded a little bit shady there. We've taken everyone's sworn testimony, and nobody backs up that Ira Kleiman's version that David Kleiman was the co-founder of Bitcoin. No. I see what you did there. The co-founder, that he wasn't the co-founder of Bitcoin. So he could be the founder of Bitcoin, but by saying that he was not the co-founder of Bitcoin leads you to believe that Craig Wright was the sole founder of Bitcoin so that he can keep all these magic Bitcoin that nobody even knows if it existed. Bonded courier that's supposed to arrive on January 1st, but just isn't. Sand in your eyes. Poof, 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 sand in your eyes. And disappear. So the case continues. The mystery continues. And again, I apologize for making just video after video about Craig Wright, but the news just keeps on coming. This is every day these news articles are coming out. This is every day that these updates are coming. And I'm going to keep bringing them to you, period. So moving on here, Craig Wright, latest court action roundup. So I don't want to actually talk about this article. However, I just wanted to say that I thought it was kind of fun that somebody had tweeted, had taken my video and then tweeted it. And it ended up getting on the bitcoinist.com because when I was scrolling through this, I was like, okay, what's this news all about? And it's really about the Hodl lawsuit being thrown out, which I talked about yesterday. So I was like, okay, that's no good. So I figured I'd scroll through just in case there was any new information. And I was like, hey, that kind of looks like my video. And it certainly was. Interestingly enough, you click on, cryptocurrency Reddit here, and sorry, this post has been removed by moderators of cryptocurrency. Moderators remove posts for a variety of reasons, including keeping community safe, civil, and true to their purpose. So cryptocurrency Reddit that actually kind of hates Bitcoin SV and Craig Wright removed my post for basically saying the truth. Good job, cryptocurrency Reddit. That's probably a good path to go down. Moving on, Bitcoin SV is the perfect example of what a scam is in the cryptocurrency world. So I like this article written by this person. I read it and I thought it was pretty good overall. So I would have given this guy a thumbs up on Medium, but I'm not signed in. I don't even think I have a Medium account, so you're just going to have to say, hey, thanks for reading my article on the internet, on the old internets, right? So in the third week of 2020, cryptocurrency markets experienced its first heat of the year. The price of Bitcoin continued upward trend that began January 3rd, following the assassination of General Soleimani and the U.S. Army. By the U.S. Army. As of January 16, 2020, the price of Bitcoin now stands at just over $8,700. This increase in the price of Bitcoin is, however, overshadowed by an event involving another cryptocurrency. Which one could that be? Indeed, since the beginning of the week, Bitcoin SV has seen its price rise from just over $170 to over $420. Oh my God, wow. That's like 200%. So Bitcoin SV price increased by 150%. Oh God, 150%. Get real. In just over 24 hours on January 14th, 2020. Wow, that's quite strange. This spectacular increase of 150% in just 24 hours made a lot of the Bitcoin SV fans quite happy. Nevertheless, it mostly proves that Bitcoin SV is a perfect example of what a complete scam is in the crypto world, and I'm going to explain in the following. So a lot of that was also because hey, everybody thought that Craig Wright had his keys now, right? Because, well, the courier was supposed to arrive on January 1st, and then we got an article saying, hey, the courier has arrived. The courier has arrived. And then, well, you know, the rest is history. Bitcoin SV, cryptocurrency born from the hard fork with Bitcoin Cash on November 15th, was created by the company nChain, whose scientific director is none other than the sulfurous Craig Wright. Hey, and don't forget, once it was actually forked, Bitcoin SV wanted to take over the Bitcoin Cash abbreviation or moniker, if you will, on exchanges. They wanted the BCH, not BSV. So naturally, Bitcoin Cash was like, nah, that's not going to happen. So what they did was a hash war. Whoever could get past each other's blocks and have more hash rate, eventually the other one would take over as the dominant chain. Bitcoin SV would become Bitcoin Cash, or BCH, on exchanges, and BCH would be left to have to find a new abbreviation. Now, I don't like Bitcoin Cash at all. A lot of people don't. However, I don't blame Bitcoin Cash and Bitmain, etc., for defending their coin moniker, as it's been around for a while now, and, well, you know, it's theirs. So Bitcoin SV spent a ton of money, burned a bunch of Bitcoin. Bitmain burned a bunch of Bitcoin so that they could all fund this hash war. And that is what brought later, about a month later, Bitcoin to its knees at $3,200. So, not to mention that one. The same Craig Wright, who has been pretending to be Satoshi Nakamoto for years now, the director of nChain. In recent months, events have been rushing, and Craig Wright is in court with the family of deceased U.S. developer Dave Kleiman, who's trying to recover half of the assets of the Tulip Trust Fund that the two men allegedly fed at the very beginning of Bitcoin. The stakes in this battle are high since an estimated 1.1 million Bitcoin. Following various twists and turns, Craig Wright was asked to donate half of the fund, $550,000, to Dave Kleiman's family. Craig Wright now has until February 3rd to hand over the keys to the Tulip Trust. While the majority of people in the community doubt Craig Wright's claims, rumors emerged earlier this week that he finally has his private keys. This rumor is interpreted by some as a sign that Craig Wright is Satoshi. No, don't do that. And a real FOMO feeling has started to develop around Bitcoin SV, of which he is one of the main promoters. So the increase in BSV is purely artificial. The FOMO sentiment born around Bitcoin SV is clearly a pumping attempt orchestrated from scratch by the main beneficiaries of this sharp increase in price. During these hours of rising BSV, Calvin Ayre, one of Craig Wright's closest collaborators, kept stirring up FOMO sentiment by implying that great things were about to happen for the network. I just also want to add that somebody was commenting on my channel that, yes, of course, Craig Wright is, Satoshi Nakamoto, and of course I was battling them on it. And eventually they gave me an article that was called Why We Think Craig Wright is Satoshi Nakamoto and Why That Matters. It's an article that you can find on Google. You could just literally type in what I said there. And guess what that article's website is on? Or excuse me, what article that website that article is on. God, talking's hard. CoinGeek. Who's CoinGeek owned by? Calvin Ayre. So of course he's going to write an article, or have somebody write an article, of why Craig Wright is Satoshi Nakamoto. So you, sir, you got manipulated. Whoever that was in the comments, you got manipulated, you got tooled, and you got biased. You got fake news. Sorry, but you got manipulated. The rest, the price of Bitcoin SV has skyrocketed to an all-time high of 422, which it's since retracted by quite a bit. The interesting thing is that a 24-hour trading volume is almost identical to the market capitalization of Bitcoin SV. Very strange. At first, that needs your attention as the 24-hour trading volume. The 24-hour trading volume that is almost identical to the market capitalization of a cryptocurrency tells you something is very wrong. During the 150% increase in BSV's price, the market cap was essentially identical to the trade volume. As an example, Bitcoin has a market capitalization of $157 billion currently, with a trade volume of around $32 billion. Just gives you the idea that the most popular, most expensive cryptocurrency in the world, except for like that 42 coin or something like that, but that's barely, in the world, is... 157 billion market cap, and only $32 billion is traded back and forth daily by making buys, sells, etc. The price of Bitcoin SV has therefore been manipulated with an orchestrated pump. Since this pump, Bitcoin SV has already started and experienced a strong correction, with the price dropping to just over 315 currently. So the more than 51% of Bitcoin Vision's BSV computing power is controlled by CoinGeek. Remember CoinGeek? Remember I was saying about that website and why we think Satoshi Nakamoto is Craig Wright? CoinGeek, yeah, owned by Calvin Ayre. So of course they're going to write an article about that. Again, if you believe that article or you read that article, congratulations. You got manipulated. You got fake news. It's okay. Wash your hands and get up. Put your head up high in the sky. Go for a walk. Shake it off. It's okay. You'll be fine. The second point of particular concern regarding Bitcoin SV is that more than 51% of the computing power is controlled by CoinGeek. That's amazing. The fact that CoinGeek controls more than 51% of the computing power makes it easier for CoinGeek to manipulate Bitcoin SV. Oh man, it certainly is. But in conclusion, yeah, Bitcoin SV is basically a completely orchestrated money grab. In the same way that I felt like Bitcoin Cash was, and there was all those Bitcoin Cash shills for a while. No, it's the real Bitcoin. It's got better utility than Bitcoin. No, it's the real Bitcoin. It's the real Bitcoin. Blah, 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 blah. And then, boom, that just went away really fast, right? Like, what happened to all those Bitcoin Cash shills? Well, they turned into Bitcoin SV shills. And it's not, I think that a lot of people actually don't believe that Craig Wright is Satoshi or that BSV is like the real Bitcoin or anything. I think it's just people who bought a bunch of it, or maybe like got the fork and they got a bunch of it, and now they need to protect their bags, just like XRP going down, you're just losing money, right? But you need to continue your videos because it's easily one of the most popular cryptocurrencies, and anytime you make a video on XRP, you get like 12,000 views because people are saying Bitcoin, people have those Twitter accounts, all the fake Twitter botnet accounts, and then the Twitter accounts with like XRP to $10,000, which would make the market cap like it's like $7 quintillion, which you could buy the whole planet Earth for. Like you literally like look at the price tag while you're in space, and it's like less than that. So it just doesn't make any sense. But people just, oh yeah, no, like why XRP could be $10,000 a piece? Well, no, it can't. And they're like, wow, that's great. I'm gonna buy in, and then I'm gonna watch Crypto Airy, who makes an XRP video every single day, 12,000, 15,000 views every single day. You can go look at the channel. I already showed you. Go look at the channel. See how long it takes you to scroll down to the bottom. See if you can find a video that is not XRP. I bet you can maybe find 1, 2 tops. Cryptocurrency market cap. Bitcoin's still at $8,800, so we haven't gone down too much. However, the ones that have gone down, wow, Bitcoin SV, that's a surprise. Also, Ethereum Classic pumped to like something like $11, which it hasn't been $11 for like well over a year or longer. It's been quite a long time since it was that high, and now you go up too fast, you come down pretty hard. Also, Dash, Zcash, we're going up pretty hard and are going down just as hard now. So the usual. Steam up a lot for whatever reason. But nothing too crazy aside from that. Nothing out of the ordinary. But make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, all that good stuff. That's all I got for you. And as usual, I'll see you guys next time.